Companies are already testing AI systems that can do the same work as office employees. Not in the future. Not in theory. Right now. We're talking about AI that can log into software, read information, analyze data, send emails, and complete tasks without human help. And this is where things start to get a little concerning. Because once companies realize these systems can handle real work, the pressure to replace certain roles becomes very real. Most people still think AI is just a tool, something you use to help write emails or answer questions. But that version of AI is already outdated. A new type of system is being developed right now, known as AI agents. And these systems don't just respond, they act. Instead of waiting for step-by-step instructions, they can take a goal and figure out how to complete it on their own. And that changes everything. Because now AI is not just helping workers, it is starting to behave like one. Imagine giving an AI a simple task. Something like organizing files, reviewing documents, and sending a summary to your team. A normal AI might give you suggestions, but an AI agent could actually complete the entire process. It could open the necessary tools, find the information, analyze it, write the summary, and send it. All on its own. That's not something being predicted for the future. That's something companies are already experimenting with. Some organizations are testing AI agents internally to handle repetitive tasks. Things like sorting emails, processing data, and managing workflows. At first, these systems are used as assistants, helping employees save time. But over time, they start taking over parts of the job. And that's where the shift begins. Because when a company sees that a system can handle a task faster and cheaper, they start relying on it. And once they rely on it, they begin scaling it. And once it scales, it changes how work is structured. This is exactly how automation has worked in the past. It doesn't replace everything at once. It replaces pieces, then processes, then entire roles. And right now, AI is starting to move into digital work. The kind of work done on computers every day. Think about roles like administrative assistants, customer support agents, data entry workers, junior analysts. These jobs often involve structured tasks, following steps, using software, handling information. And those are exactly the types of tasks AI agents are learning to do. But here's something important to understand. This doesn't mean every job disappears. That's not how it works. What happens instead is gradual change. Tasks get automated. Workflows become more efficient. Fewer people are needed to do the same amount of work. And over time, roles begin to evolve. Some jobs become more technical. Others become more strategic. And some simply shrink. And that's where uncertainty comes in. Because not everyone adapts at the same pace. Not every role can evolve easily. And not every company will move at the same speed. Some will adopt AI quickly. Others will wait. But once the technology proves itself, adoption tends to accelerate. And that's what we're starting to see. Companies are not just talking about AI anymore. They're testing it. They're experimenting with it. And they're trying to understand how it can fit into their operations. And once those experiments succeed, the next step is scaling. And that's when the impact becomes much bigger. Because scaling is what turns a tool into a system. And systems change industries. But there is another side to this story. Because while some roles may be affected, new opportunities can also appear. This has happened before. When computers were introduced, many jobs changed. But new roles were created. When the internet grew, entire industries were built. The same could happen with AI. But the difference this time is speed. AI is improving faster than previous technologies. And that means the transition could feel more sudden. And that's what makes this moment different. Because the technology is not just evolving, it's accelerating. And the faster it moves, the less time people have to adapt. And that's why this matters. Because this is not just about technology. It's about how work is changing. And how people fit into that change. Right now, AI is moving from being a tool to becoming something more. Something that can act. Something that can perform tasks. Something that can replace parts of workflows. And once that happens, the structure of jobs begins to shift. Not overnight, but steadily, and sometimes faster than expected. So the question is no longer whether companies will use AI. That part is already happening. The real question is how far they will go. How much of the work can AI take over? And how quickly will that happen? Because once companies see results, they tend to move fast. And that's when change becomes visible. That's when people start noticing. And by that point, the shift is already underway. So the real question is not whether AI is coming. It's whether it has already started. And if it has, how long before it reaches more jobs?